Hi, my name is Lynn, for those who don't know me, and I just wanted to talk about Balasana, child pose. I've started putting videos onto YouTube, and I'm aware that there are recordings from my class and from my students who know me and my different variations of how I do poses. And I just wanted to, for those who do happen to see in the videos, I wanted to talk about options of being in a pose, of different ways of being in a pose, and what the main thing maybe is, what the main aim is for the pose. So first pose is Balasana, child pose. So it's a grounding pose and it's a relaxing pose. And it's traditionally done as a Balasana, child pose, is where our knees are together and our arms by so the body and roll down. So we just roll the spine down, tucking the tail underneath. And it's a lovely stretch to the spine. The shoulders just roll down beside the body. Forehead is connected to the earth. Bottom is resting onto the heels. And the chakra that we connect to in this pose is the grounding base chakra, Muladhara, grounding chakra. So about feeling safe, balanced, healthy, well. And I suppose you can just relax into, just suppose you can release into completely. But not everybody's bodies allow them to be in this pose in this way. If you've got any injuries, if you've got tightnesses in the body from illnesses or injuries, or even if you're just born with a skeletal structure that doesn't allow you to be in this pose. I mean, we're all born differently. We can't change how our structure is, our skeletal structures and our ligaments. If you've got short ligaments, we're not going to be over flexible. We're not going to be, So if you've got long ligaments, you're going to be very flexible. So it's what you're born with, and you can't really change that. And then through your life, you have different things going on, sicknesses, injuries, as I say. And even in the day, throughout the day, if you come onto your mat, begin in the morning, middle of the day, evening, you can want different things. Even though you can get into the pose in that way, it might not be what you want to get from it. It might not be a way to relax into it. And Balasana is, a relaxing pose. Okay, if your body's left resting on your thighs, you can get a nice stretch, flex to the spine. But that might not be what you want. You might want to just move the foot, be more flexible in the hips. You might want to have a nice long spine, so it might be an extended child where we bring the arms forward. And then we might not want to have our knees together. If you've got anything going on with our tummy or our lungs, you might want to have space to allow that to be able to breathe and to release into it. So an alternative to the traditional Balasana is with the knees a little bit apart or really wide apart, depending on how you feel. It's really lovely to relax tension in the hips. Emotionally, we hold tension in our hips. So when we come to this safe pose, this relaxing pose, you might just want to relax and just release and just really sink into it. So alternative here is the arms can be nice and long. And again, when we come into it, always maybe use gentle movements just to feel our way into the pose. We can rock from side to side. We can ease the waist out. Find a nice balanced place for the body to relax down. And again, the forehead may come to the earth. So our elbows can be soft, our hands can be soft. And we can just release here. And then imagining we're tucking the tail of the spine under, so we feel a nice lengthening through the spine. If you want to be in this nice open stretch with the hips and the inner groin, we want to be more yang, more active, more physical in it, more of a challenge maybe, and you might need to do that to be able to get in and release first, because that does change how we come into a pose and then how we move through a pose. It's not stagnant, it's not still. You keep moving the words from the body, changing what you need to change, to get what you need from the pose. So it's really about being mindful about what your body wants, and not the physical body, not just the physical body, but also the emotional body, how you feel emotionally. You might want to just feel supported, but just to show you an active way of being into that pose before I move on to supports. Just if we're here and we want to be more active, then we just walk the fingers forward, maybe slightly out to the side towards the edge of the mat. Maybe grip the fingertips to the earth, lift the palms, lift the wrists, lift the elbows, and then just feel the shoulders rolling out and away. And you'll get a nice stretch around the side of the back, the ribs, your muscles. Just a lovely stretch, and it's still tucking the tail under, still engaging at Mula Bandha, that base chakra, that base energy band. And then we land into a pose, come to the breath, wherever we are, come to the breath. Big inhale, big exhale, and then feel our way in, maybe sink a bit further in. We might feel at some point after about 3 or 4 breaths, we want to relax the elbows. And just release. Now, if you have any tightness in the body from injuries, from just where you're born, then you might not find that your head comes down to the ground. So you may want to then use support to feel relaxed in the pose. You could use blocks, yoga blocks, you could use pillows, cushions, anything really to support the body, a stool. And then you might just want to manoeuvre the stool so you have a nice relaxed place for the head to release. Again, pillows can be put on, and then we can just relax here. If your head comes further down towards the earth, you may just want to stack the arms on top of each other, let the head rest on the arms, or stacking our fists. Anything so the head feels like it can relax, it feels grounded and supported. Now your tightness might also or just be in the back body, and you might find in your knees or whatever, your ankles, your feet, that your bottom doesn't come down. So again, don't worry about that, just let the body come far down as it feels good. Any problem with the knees, we can roll blankets up, towels. If you've got small little bolsters or something, you can put them under the back of your knees. So by doing this, by putting a roll of blanket or towel, whatever, it just, if it's tightness in the knees, it just allows the knees to have a bit more space to open up. You can put blocks on top of the legs, or if you've got like a meditation cushion. It's just so you feel the bottom is being supported. The knees have space. And then we can relax like this. The knees can be wide, they can be narrow. But just feel held and supported. So the back can release, the hips can relax. So now if you really feel tired, if you've got such a busy life going on, busy days, when you come to your yoga mat, you might just want to relax completely so you feel like you're supported, so that you feel restored after the practice. So I use bolsters. I just love yoga bolster work. So you bring the bolster right into the body, and then you can lift up the tummy, lift up the ribs, walking the hands forward. So we can even put it right onto the body so it's like sitting on it a bit. And then we can just put our arms around it, we can turn our head. Knees can be as wide as feels comfortable. And this might be where you want to be. If it's too low down to the ground, we can use supports, blocks, bolsters, anything underneath our bolster to lift it up, and then we can have our arms underneath and we can hug the bolster in, which is also really lovely for feeling like we're being hugged, which releases those happy hormones, serotonin, hormones that make us feel just looked after. So allowing whatever you want from this practice, this pose, whatever you want to make it, it's okay, it's fine. It doesn't need to be, looking like a photograph of a perfect yogi. It's not about how you're looking, it's how it feels for you. It's how it feels to you. You want to feel safe in the pose. You don't want to feel any gripping or jarring of anything. You just want to feel releasing and relaxing. And if you have any pins and needles, any numbness, anything that feels unhealthy, if you can't just relax the breath and just let everything go, then change something. Change. It's good to change. It's good to be aware what you need, and just enjoy the practice. Just enjoy it. Don't try and force anything. You don't have to achieve anything. You just have to be present and relax. And that's Balasana. That's child pose. It's all about grounding, feeling safe, feeling healthy. And it can change as you come into the pose. That can change as you're in the pose. I hope that helps a little bit. What I love about yoga, what really got me interested in yoga, is the teacher that I found just allowed me to be in a pose for as long as I wanted to be, in any way I wanted to be. I mean, as long as I was very safe. She would always make sure I was safe. I wasn't ever going to hurt myself, strain anything. But yeah, just make it my own practice. So make it your own practice and enjoy it. Namaste.